Meeting to order. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
So I can see the light.
Can we shut it off?
All right, Amy, please note that all council members except Mitch Free are present. Mitch got a hold of me right before the meeting and said he'd come home from work sick this evening, so he wasn't going to be able to join us. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes from the previous meeting?
Yep,
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second it.
Right, motion by Mark, second by Jackie to approve the minutes. Those in favor?
Amy, the screw fell out of his chair, so it's right here.
If I hit the ground, that's not my fault.
A couple more screws.
You gotta have a screw
No
loose in this
comment.
room.
Let's behave.
You have to have a screw loose to do this job. Hi, Jack. Good. I didn't see you sneak in.
Next on the agenda, we have the salary ordinance amendment.
I'll make a motion.
Got a motion by Logan. Do we have a second to approve the salary ordinance?
I'll second.
Second by Mark. Those in favor?
Sorry, I need to step up over here.
Next, we've got the reappropriation for Park and Lake.
I'll make a motion, we accept the reappropriation.
I'll
Second.
second it.
Motion by Logan, second all around the house.
Yep.
Those in favor? Next, we've got the appropriation for Miriam Conference Center. This is opioid unrestricted. This is the balance of the money that was awarded by the commissioners in 2025.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
I've got a motion by Jackie, second by Logan to approve this. Those in favor? Next, we've got the appropriation from 911. This is for the rapid warning outdoor tornado siren activation system.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Jackie, second by Matt. Those in favor? Next, we've got the additional appropriation for the treasurer for the new computer equipment, to replace the outdated equipment.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Jackie, we have a second.
Second.
Second by Mark. Those in favor?
Thank you.
No, thank you. Keep that office going.
Exactly, and it will be here shortly.
Yes, ma'am. You're about to get very busy.
Yes, April 7th, they're supposed to be mailed.
Good deal. So break them in right. And with those being approved, we've got our additional ordinance, our additional appropriation ordinance. Have any questions on the ordinance? Or do we have a motion to approve that?
Is it both of them?
Yeah, there's two.
Yeah, there's two of them.
One's tax dollars, one is not.
Okay. Then
One's for the
I'll make that
general,
motion.
I'll
For
second.
both of them.
For both of them?
For both of them.
Okay.
I'll second.
That's what he did.
I've got the motion second. Those in favor? Next on the agenda, we've got our TIF report. You hiding back there somewhere, Deanne?
No, it's just informational purposes only.
This is on the Stewart Street and 300 North and Fairbanks,
Yeah, it should be all of them.
okay?
So no action needs to be taken on that, then, that's
No,
just
it's
informational
just-
for
yeah.
us. Okay. Do you have anything else for us, Amy? that went
That's
on?
it.
Old business, Katie?
Okay, I finally be here. I'm sorry I missed the last couple of meetings for some medical stuff. Just wanted to give you the monthly report for February. I also gave you December's and January's, but I'm just gonna go over February. Total of 145 runs. It did change a little bit when I gave the commissioners theirs. Not this morning, but the last meeting, so only 89 of them now are billable due to some deaths, so they can't bill for those. But other than that, as you see, we've just had some changes in our net charges. It's increased a little bit since we've been able to kind of increase the charge amount. So I foresee it's gonna go better for us. It's gonna help us kind of stay within our budget means. Work on the tracks 2019 submissions and on 2020s now. So we're just going in through that. Obviously that we won't see anything from that until next year's tax return. But I was able to get everything kind of finalized with the billing company and move forward with that. So that is where we are at. Any questions from you guys?
So do you know how much bad debt's out there that you're going after?
I don't want to be voted on that.
You're good.
I think it was under 300 because I had to go through and see who was a death and not. So we can go after those. So it's just under 300 for a couple of years. So I haven't gone through the whole amount though.
Okay.
But, okay.
300,000?
Yeah,
Okay.
3,000, sorry.
No, that's fine, I just wanted to make sure that what I was assuming was correct.
Nope, yep,
Zeros are important.
they're very important. Any other questions?
Thank you for your
Thank
good
you.
work.
Of course.
The next on the agenda, we've got Driva.
So there are two pieces tonight of what we're gonna ask the council to do with respect to the Deriva solar project. First of which, the council will need to open a public hearing, so if you wanna do that now, you can, or I can do it, and then you can do it.
We can go ahead and open the public hearing.
So, as we talked about last month, the end of last month, the council adopted a preliminary resolution, approving preliminarily a changed area for the project site that is eligible to receive abatement for Driva. The actual abatement is not up for re-review or anything, it's just the actual outline of which parcels are included and which aren't has changed slightly. So some are being taken out and then a few more are being added in. And so tonight, legally, there has to be a public hearing on that, and the public can say their piece and give comments, and then the council, then the second piece is to consider the confirmatory resolution on whether that amended area is approved as an economic revitalization area. So that's the long and short of it. I know we've talked about this in several different installments at this point, but I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Then just to make sure that everyone is clear, I mean, we are not changing the conditions of the economic development agreement. We are strictly adding and we're strictly modifying parcels and then giving them a little bit of a delayed time to their start date because of their issues with the MISO connection.
Yeah, and sorry, that reminded me too, the resolution itself does authorize an execution of and approve the form of a first amendment to the EDA, which just does exactly what you said, so it would change that project site based off of the other pieces of this resolution, change the construction timeline, and other kind of like logistical changes like that. The commissioners did approve it at their special meeting that they held on the 20th.
Have anything you'd like to add to that, Patrick?
No, I think that's totally right. You know, we would love to see the project, the economic revitalization area corrected to our anticipated actual footprint, to to make sure that all of the project infrastructure we plan to install is captured in those benefit payments, as well as the 30% depreciation floor on our property taxes that the EDA, imposes. So, I think this is really a benefit to the county. I mentioned we've worked with the local labor leaders to, establish an agreement to move forward with working with local labor. So I think in a lot of respects, this is gonna pay dividends for a long time throughout the county. Request a vote of approval on this. Look forward to working together.
So you guys have worked out the tri-trade agreement,
So we were.
where you're satisfied?
We've signed an agreement to enter into a tri-trade agreement. Our EPC and Brian, his folks, are working together to hammer out the details of that agreement. So at some point, it does go away from us as the owner and go to our construction group who are working with Brian, Jane.
And you're good with it, right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. All I have.
Any other questions? We've talked quite a bit about this. Yes, ma'am.
So, I've stood up here 3 or 4 times and voiced my concern about Deriva. Had 3 major problems that I had with Deriva, and we have also agreed. I sat down with Patrick. Patrick and I seem to get along a lot better than the lawyers, so that was nice. And we figured out an agreement, so we have agreed to agree also. So, hopefully this will all work out.
And thank you for sharing that with us. Anybody else have comments, questions? Lou, do you have anything you would like to add to what Hannah said, or?
I think Hannah covered the waterfront, as usual.
That's why we like working with her.
She's great to work with. I don't have to hardly do anything.
Any council members have questions? Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make it. I'll second it.
I got a motion.
We need to make a motion for one signature. A motion for Jeff.
Oh.
to sign.
Alright, and then that motion includes for Jeff to sign for the agreement for the council.
I'll second it.
We've got a motion and a second to approve. Those in favor?
Thank you.
And then for procedural purposes, just note that either make a motion or however you normally handle it, the public hearing was closed.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second it.
All right, public hearing is now closed. Does anyone have any new business that they would like to discuss?
Hold on, we have something else. So resolution.
Oh, is that not what it was?
No, they just did, the first amendment,
Oh, okay, yeah.
you had to sign that. And you just have your resolution now. And you all sign it.
Do you have a motion to approve the resolution?
Yeah.
Second that one as well, Wes?
I'll second it.
All right, got a motion, second. Those in favor of the resolution? Part 2.
I'm speeding down.
Now we ready for new business, Amy? The one thing I would like to bring to the group's attention as soon as I find out, we did have a submission tonight submitted to me on questions concerning our open door policy. And it's meetings cutting in and out, some of the recordings, and it is an issue that we need to look into. There was a couple specific dates mentioned in the letter that I received. So we'll go back and take a look and then just see if there's something we need to do. I know we didn't invest in a very expensive solution. We've got a portable solution just because we move from room to room and we have to be able to take it with us, and that in itself does have some limitations. But it is something that we will take under advisement, look into, see what we can do to improve the situation. I'll get with commissioners as well. I'm sure they got the same letter that I did.
We can start by getting phone service for 2026 instead of 1990. That'd be probably the best place to start. I think that's probably a lot of our issues in this old building. I don't know what kind of phone service we're getting, but that probably created some lag in the internet, I'm
Could be.
guessing.
Could be. Anybody else have any new business?
As long as you're talking about that, I'm gonna.
Yes, please.
I talked to Judge Hunt the other day, and he's agreed to allow us to use that one courtroom up there, and we can equip it with a sound system and video, and that would be our commissioners and council's new meeting room. He just don't want no physical changes. You know, they wanted to do that a couple years ago, and I think there was some ill feelings.
But it's not available during the day.
Yeah, with the commissioners meeting at 9, they wouldn't be able to use it.
Second floor is not available during the day.
Well, maybe we could work something out, I mean, sometime.
Okay.
It's just a thought.
It is a good thought. It's something we can check into. Anybody else have anything?
No? All right, I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
Paper.